Hey guys, okay, hold on one second. Let me just come back here. I just had to put our tags in. Hopefully I save those. All right, let me get into the live chat. I just want to clear something up really quick because I went through, last night I was trying to go into my files, not just the files that are out there. If you just search the Chris Watson, you get that list of the 1960, but all of the files that I have from Weld County, and I haven't even scratched the surface of a lot of stuff. But I want to show this Kim from the Revelations channel is going around and saying on different, besides her own, but different creators, and the creators that she's saying this to don't even question it. They just go like, oh yeah, like it's fact, that she had amphetamines, that she tested positive for amphetamines during the, it came back on the toxicology. And she's been saying this, I don't know, for a few weeks now, and not one creator that she has got on panel with that I've ever heard has said, no, she didn't. Okay, so I'm going to explain, because Kim said when she's questioned about her credentials, she takes offense to it because if she has no credentials, then nobody will believe her. It's obvious she doesn't have any credentials. That's number one. But she said that even if she didn't, it's as if she hung around a lawyer long enough to learn the law. If a mechanic hangs around, if a layperson hangs around a mechanic, they will, start learning about mechanics. Yes, that can be possible. Fine. But apparently Kim hasn't spent enough time around the right people, because I'm going to pull up the autopsy here and show you where she made a very big mistake. All right. And I know that I have gone through this because a long time ago when this first came out, another creator made a really big error and said that she had all of these things in her system when she in fact had none. But I'm going to show you that Kim is completely off base here. So let me just pull this up. Okay. Okay, and if you're following along, you're going to want to go to the NMS Labs toxicology report for Shanann, and that is on page, let me see here, this is page 993 of the discovery, and I'm going to pull it over there, so just give me a second here. Okay. Uh-oh, where'd you go? Hold on. I just lost my thing here. Here we go. Okay. I just figured I would just go live with this in real quick and show this. So let me just figure out why this is not going full screen here. Here, hang on one second. Why is this not going full screen? Hold on a minute. You're not going to be able to see that. I don't know why this is over here like really small. Oh, here we go. Okay. There we go. Let me just make it larger. Okay. So this is where we're going to start, right over here. And let me just make sure and get back to the chat. Make sure you can see that. Okay, good. All right, toxicology report. This is Shanann Watts, right? Now, pay attention to this part right here, this positive findings. Okay, you see only there's two things listed, ethanol and the blood alcohol concentration, which we know is from decomposition. We can go read their reports and everything, but do you see anything about amphetamines there? No, absolutely not. These are the positive findings, Kim. Okay? That's the positive findings, but let me show you where she's making her mistake. She's going down here, okay? And I know I've done this before, but now a long time, 2 years ago. Analysis, summary, and reporting limits. All of the following tests were performed for this case. For each test, the compounds listed were included in the scope. The reporting limit listed for each compound represents the lowest concentration of the compound that will be reported as being positive. If the compound is listed as non-detected, it is not present above the reporting limit. Please refer, okay, here, Kim, you might want to pay attention to this right here. Please refer to the positive findings section of this report for those compounds that were identified as being present. There you go, Kim, okay? Now, what Kim did is Kim looked over here, okay? And here's what she thought. Oh, she wanted to find something, so she went, oh, amphetamines, confirmation. They were found in the blood, in the spleen blood. And she went running with this. And no one questioned her, okay? But that's, Kim, you see where it says A code 5001 0B? Pay attention to that, okay, Kim? Because I'm going to show you something else. Let's go down here. Now, she compared, remember when she compared Shanann's autopsy to Cece's? Well, I guess only for the things that she wants to look at, right? So let's go here to Celeste's toxicology. Right here. It's a different code number. It's a different A code number because it was the test, Kim, the test where they tested for these substances, where the blood was taken, is taken from a different place, and hence it has a different code. Do you see where it says the same thing, amphetamines confirmation, but you did not say CC was confirmed for amphetamines, right? Because it didn't fit your narrative. So she was not positive for amphetamines, and I'm going to show you something else, Kim. You go by the positive findings, okay? Right over here on CC's. These are her positive findings, okay? So go up over here to Bella. These are Bella's positive findings. Go to Shanann, and these are her positive findings. There are no amphetamines. No amphetamines, Kim. Okay, now I'm going to show something else. Just because she'll put, you know how she loves to come with some crazy concoction. Now let me just go over here. I think this is where I have what I want to show you next. Okay. This is a toxicology report that is public for another person, not at all connected. I want to say this again. This person is not at all connected in this case. I found it through taking the code for, I just copy and pasted, you can do it too, this code right here, oops, this code right here into Google. And it brought me up from the same exact lab, and I'm just going, even though it's public, I'm just going to keep the person's name out of it, but it's the exact same lab, okay? Let me just get it and bring it over here. Okay, make sure this is this one. Where's the tab for this one? Okay. All right, so do you see this person's positive findings? Positive findings. amphetamine, it would be listed there like this person. This, again, is not anyone in this case. I'm just trying to show Kim something. It would be the same thing. This is a different code because they took this person's blood from the femoral artery. It's femoral blood. And every single one is going to say confirmation here, Kim, because that's what the test is. It's going to confirm if there are amphetamines in the blood. If they're not, it's not going to be confirmed. If it doesn't show up in the positive findings, like this, the person doesn't have them. Maybe you want to spend a little more time reading everything there in the report instead of shooting your mouth off on panel after panel saying that Shanann had amphetamines in her system. Okay? And by your logic, if she had amphetamines in her system, well, then, boy, she wouldn't think anything of it having some drinks, right? Isn't that what you were saying there? Yeah. Okay. So that's proven wrong right there. Now, let me see. Did I have it? Let me see if I had anything else to show you about that. Oh, boy, let's see. So I just wanted to debunk that on her because she is going on panel after panel saying that crap. So that is, hopefully she'll see it. So let's see. Hi, guys. Let me just see who's here. I'm sorry. I just went right on with that. But let's just put this. Oh, and I know the other thing I want to clear up while I'm here, because it gets lost in the lives. Okay. Can I just point out how crazy it sounds that Ronnie Watts is saying with Kim that the DA, Michael Rourke, they asked for the paternity results. First of all, there was another creator saying that the Rusaks paid for the paternity test. They're the ones that wanted it done. That's false. That's absolutely false. It was done in connection with a homicide investigation, and they did not pay for the test. So then the next thing that they're going to say is that Ronnie asked the DA whose baby it was, and the DA said, it's Chris's. Hi, York. And then says, well, that's weird because the only person in question that could be the father is another guy named Chris. Now, Ronnie, I know you're trying to spin a narrative. I understand that, okay? But then you have Kim going on and with another creator saying that they called the DA and asked, Chris who? And the DA said, would not say the last name of the person. This is what they said, okay? And that they asked him several times, Chris who? And they wouldn't tell them. And that's when she came with this absurd request that the Rusaks had to answer who it was and show them proof. Otherwise, they would take it to mean that it wasn't Chris's baby. She went further to say that Chris is saying that same thing. Okay? But just look at the logic of it for a minute, please. If everything Ronnie said is true, okay, let's just give him the benefit of that doubt. Let's give it that everything he said in there is true. That he called the DA and he said, who's the father of the baby? And the DA said, it's Chris. Now, do you think if it was another Chris, okay, let's just put some names in there. and I'm just going to make them up, Chris Finkelstein, Chris Schwartz, whoever, do you think he would just say, it's Chris? No, he wouldn't, Ronnie. But beyond that, Ronnie, how would he have the DNA of another man? It's not in the discovery. If that test was run on someone, it would be in the discovery, Ronnie. Okay? They would have to get this Chris, who's a childhood friend of both Shanann and Frankie, who she's not been romantically involved with, who's married and has beautiful children of his own with his wife. How is he going to determine that it's that man's baby if they don't even have his DNA? So if he indeed said to you, it's Chris's, it means it's Chris Watts. They don't have the DNA of anyone else for paternity, but they have Chris's DNA, and they have the DNA from Shanann and all of the children, including Nico. When the DA told you it's Chris's, he means Chris Watts, Ronnie. Okay, what they're looking for is something to spin this silly narrative that they have. Okay, so I wanted to get that out because I've gone over that in lives, I think, at least one time, maybe twice, and it gets lost in a live. So hopefully this is a place, that's why I don't want to go, hi, Jeffrey, how are you? You know, on and on and on with this so that she can maybe get the facts here. Yeah, well, she has been saying since I think she started her channel that Shanann is positive for amphetamines, and she is definitely not positive for amphetamines. And then extrapolated to say that if she's positive for amphetamines and she was taking amphetamines and she didn't care that she was pregnant, what would stop her from drinking? Okay, the other thing I want to show in the autopsy I think is very important here. She also claims that Shanann caused her own death, okay, by drinking so much that she didn't have a gag reflex when Chris merely touched her, and she went into, you know, basically no gag reflex. She killed herself is what Kim is trying to put out there. If we go to the end of this, and I mean, she pulls these little things out like, oh, this wasn't written in opinion, or this wasn't, and this was in Celeste's autopsy, but she didn't look that the same verbiage on the confirmation of the amphetamine testing, Kim, is in Celeste's autopsy, is in other autopsies. But no, she just keeps pointing to that. Now, let's go to the end of her. Hold on. Right, have this over there. Here. Okay, here it is. This is the opinion. Okay, from Michael A. Burson, MD, Forensic Pathology Consultant, September 26, 2018. Based on the history provided and the autopsy findings, the cause of death is asphyxiation due to manual strangulation by another individual. The manner of death is homicide. She didn't kill herself. Okay, Kim? So you can stop with that one. She did not kill herself. She was not on amphetamines. She was not drunk. The alcohol level was due to decomposition. And the father of the baby was Chris Watts. So I don't know what Is that all I was going to take care of? Let me see. I think that was about all I wanted to cover. I just want to put it somewhere where she can see it. But that's that. And anything else? Let me just see if anybody else has any questions while I have the autopsies up here. And let me see here. Wendy, Dawn Marie, Victoria, breaks your heart. Yeah, show it. Hayward, hi Hayward. Let's see here. Pinkberry, haters and people who think they know so much more than Shanann's family or the detectives need to back off and leave the family alone. Diane, Discman, when you welcome me, can you see me? We can see you, Diane. Is there if there really is a husband? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Amazing 80. Hi there, Catherine. KK is crazy. SR would never hurt her babies. Exactly. Her family suffers through the haters and bullies. Leave the family alone. Right. Florida Grey Lady, I did, and Blair is only... I listened earlier. It makes my blood boil. Yeah, I listened to it again myself, too. There are some things also that, gosh, I was just listening to in that, too, that I wanted to bring up. Oh, that she says there's no evidence when the evidence and the judge mentions the evidence numerous times if you watch those hearings. Let me see here. You're welcome, Diane. Exactly. I've seen one other person. People just run with it. Yeah, we had one creator when this first came out that didn't understand any of the testing and said Shanann tested positive for everything they mentioned in there. Everything. And so there should be a video from 2 years ago that I made to explain that. But I guess Kim didn't see that one either. And since she's now running with this to other creators and the other creators are not questioning it, they're just going, oh, yeah, that's what it is. I figured I would just bring this up again so that it's found out there because she's going on with this craziness anyway. Hi, Sarah. Drinking lemon water, barely ate. Yeah, right, I know. So that was about all I think I had. Hi, Carol boys. How are you? Terry. Yeah, she was an amazing mother, Dawn Marie. Hi, Serenity now. So let's see what else is here. I think it will stop Carolyn. I think she made a big mistake having Chris get on her channel and say that he's telling people to go there and giving a blessing. I think that was a huge mistake. I think that was a huge mistake for her. So, hi, your main girl. I can't see how he would, and you know what's going to happen? You want to watch this go down? What do you think is going to happen if Kim's very actions of having Chris go on there then cause Chris to be, sanctioned, punished somehow in that prison where he's denied calls or he's put in that hole or whatever, and he loses all these privileges and maybe loses his job or what they say he has a job as a butcher. Yeah, okay. He's not in general population either, Kim, so let's clear that up. But all of these things, right? If this comes back really bad on him because she put that up on the channel, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think Cindy's going to do? Who do you think Cindy is going to blame? Look at Cindy's past behavior. What do you think is going to happen? She's going to go, my opinion, nuts on Kim. Okay? And it's going to happen the way that it's happened with everyone else that Cindy has worked with. Right? So, yeah. They're going to put him back in the turtle suit. Oh, the paper apron, right? Hey, Galby. So that's what's going to happen. If Chris is punished for this, then Cindy's going to lose her stuff on Kim, and Kim's going to be bearing the brunt of Cindy's wrath, which is going to be unleashed on her. And that's what's going to happen. It happens every time Cindy deals with someone. Yeah, Victoria, yes, it will be a good thing because it'll get them both off. And then Chris will just play the, I'm so weak, I couldn't say no, I have to say what everybody tells me to say, which is another thing. He has to say what everyone tells him to say. But then, how? He's so good? Why was he cheating on his wife? She was telling him to do other things. He wasn't doing them. Shanann was telling him to do things. He didn't jump. She wanted him to be on the phone, but he'd rather be with his girlfriend. Okay, going to, Mustang museums and races and movies. That wasn't what he was told to do. He wasn't following the rules. He wasn't a good boy. They're spinning this narrative that he's like this little simple little guy, doesn't want to do anything wrong, just wants to follow all the rules. It's crazy. So, yeah, I don't understand why they're doing that. Because he was totally not following the rules the entire time she was away. And even before that, when he was schmoozing it up with NK over at work, he wasn't following the rules. And I think more than ever, Kim should listen to her own words, because if Chris will just say what any strong person who can strong-arm him tells him to do, what are you doing, Kim? Maybe it is true. He's telling you everything you want to hear because you're just too dominant and too aggressive for him, and he doesn't know what to do. You're scaring him, and you're messing with his mind, Kim, so he's telling you whatever you want to hear, Kim. Whatever you want to hear, and when he's working with the next person, then he'll do exactly what? Oh, I told Kim whatever she wanted to hear because she scared me. Mom. She scared me. That's what he's going to say. Okay, it's ridiculous. Hey, Kelly, how are you? So, yeah, Shanann's Law, absolutely. We talked about that last night because everybody was asking what could be done about stuff like this. And, yeah, but I certainly don't think that someone that's been convicted of murder should be allowed to be broadcast on a YouTube channel that he knowingly was broadcast, because she clearly says to him, what would you like everyone to know? What do you want to say to everyone? He knew where he was going to be broadcast from. And he then endorsed a channel that is blaming the victim for the murders that he was convicted of. And it's also a monetized channel. And him being on that is probably a violation of the Slayer's Law, right? He's not supposed to be profiting at all. And if he is indeed on there, let's not fool ourselves. There's going to be a lot of traffic to that monetized channel, which is going to earn money as a direct result of him putting out a message from there. So I think she misstepped big time with that. And I think there's going to be big repercussions from that. That's my opinion. And I think when it comes back on Chris, Cindy's going to go 10 kinds of crazy on Kim. Hi, Davida. Isn't he supposed to be... Yes, he owes the Rusak $6 million, and he also owes Weld County almost $5,000. Yeah. That's what I think. Yeah, Suzanne says they will take his calls and mail away. Yeah, he should lose his privileges, right, if he's broadcasting on YouTube. Or sending something that he knows she's going to broadcast on YouTube. There have to have been YouTube terms of services. Right. But no, they did violate terms of service in the abuse of vulnerable individuals, but YouTube doesn't enforce their terms of service, unfortunately, for the most part. Some of the silly things they do but you can't even believe the things they don't take care of. I saw all these people I never saw before, so I wasn't sure. How dumb the person reading the report was. Carolyn, what about a gag order on Kim? I don't know. I mean, like a cease and desist, possibly, but they can choose to ignore that too. So we'll see. We'll have to talk about it. I heard he was put in the hole. Yes, he was put in the hole for 2 weeks because of her working with him. Oh, I don't know if he was put in. I didn't hear that, but for that, I heard he was put in the hole after the Wisconsin interview. But that was more or less because of all the stuff that was coming out and how horrific the stuff was. Sorry, Michael Miller. That's not at all what we're doing here. I'm explaining that Shanann does not have amphetamines in her system as is being reported all over these other channels, and talking about the paternity, which was directly asked of the Rusaks, who asked me to issue a statement. So, Michael, you can go on along if this doesn't fit your interest. This is something we're clearing up for the record. So, bye now. Okay. So that, yeah. Thanks, Scooter. Hey, Snow Remover. All right, I'm going to let it go like that. Let's see if she listens to the facts. And maybe we'll, see. I think she's definitely, the Colorado Prison Handbook has rules against everything that he did with Anna and Kim and those. Absolutely. Yeah, and I've heard a lot that, someone was talking last night, that someone reported something, and this show of rumors, something has to be going on that we shouldn't look at. It's all fishy. Kim is too crazy to be taken seriously, even for sensationalizing. This show of rumors, something has to be going on that we shouldn't look at. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jack Pack. I'm not really understanding that. He was working with Kim. Kim's asking the paternity from them is why he got in trouble. Kim. Well, I think she's in more trouble for putting his statement out there in his words that he's speaking them on. He knows it's on a YouTube channel, and he's speaking about other creators and talking about his blessing and telling people to go. This is the problem. He's telling people to go to Kim for the truth, that she knows the truth, And meanwhile, she's saying that the person that he's convicted of murdering is the murderer. Okay? And he's saying that being convicted, from prison, he's blaming another person, essentially. Now, someone may say, well, maybe he doesn't know what Kim is saying on her channel. Well, then he should not be endorsing something he doesn't know, right? So there's two things. He either knows and he endorses that, which is wrong, or he doesn't know and he's just saying she's telling him what he's telling her, whatever she wants to hear, which again, come on. Please. So I think he's going to get in a lot of trouble for that, or she's going to get in a lot. He's going to get in a lot of trouble. She may get in some trouble, but she's definitely, if Chris, suffers because of that, well, I think, my opinion, Cindy is going to lose it with Kim. And that would be following, the best predictor of future behavior is looking at past behavior. Well, let's look at how Cindy has reacted to people she's worked with in the past and how those relationships have gone down. Yeah, there was, Sandy, I was just listening to that. He was not to have any contact at his first hearing except with his attorneys. So yes, definitely not with his victims at all. Or the victims' families. That's what I mean to say. Hi, Moonchild Pink. No, Kitty Cat, I have not heard that. Not at all. Hi, Gianna. Shoot, I'm late, so I'm going to have to scroll back. Yeah, hi, Chris. This was just going to be a short live. Just want to hit down a few of these points and just hammer them down with my hammer from my hammer purse. Hi, Kristen. So that's about it. I'm going to be getting off. If anybody, Kim Person is really pathetic. We all have access to the autopsy report that she says she had no amphetamines in her system. Is she that dumb? I think it's more deception. I think a lot of people don't take the time to look this stuff up there, Scuba Girl. I think if she just points that out to somebody really fast and speaks very quickly, they might just buy what she's selling. A lot of people do. It's sad. How can you explain when... It's very funny. She went on his other creator who thinks she's like all that in true crime and didn't even question that. Did not even question it. Just bought it, hook, line, and sinker. And then while she was saying that, everyone else on this, that says anything is using it for content. Meanwhile, she's showing home movies. She's reissuing interviews that were already on there. She's taking lives from the day before and splitting them up into two parts and running them as premieres the next day. And she's accusing other creators who are talking about the case with facts as using it for content. Okay. So if she can sell that amphetamine thing to someone that thinks she's all that in true crime, that's pretty sad. And it speaks volumes of the person that thinks they're all that in true crime, because you would never just accept that. If you knew the discovery, you would know that was false. You would know it was false already. Hi, Teresa. Okay. Barbara Alston, hi. But his rights, yes, define. What is that, Barbara? I hammered it down. Okay, so Pippo says I did a good job. I hammered it down. I'm going to get off now. and do some other stuff. And I'll see you later tonight. If you want to talk about this more, you can digest it, whatever. If you have any questions, bring them tonight. And I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Everybody take care. Goodbye. You made honey bacon? Good. Go enjoy it. Talk to you guys later. How do I stop this and this stream, right? I've got to go to